Now, I'll say from my experience, so about 8 months ago now, I got laid off from a current job I had in Toronto. So for me at that point, you get to the point where you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do now? Am I going to find a new job? Am I going to look somewhere else? And my mentality, being somebody who's always focused, career driven, had nothing holding me back living in the big city of Toronto. I've always made sure that I was going to look for a job that was better for my career, better move for my career, and wherever it's going to be, whether it's anywhere in Canada, whether it's even another country. I always made that a goal of mine to kind of just do anything I can to get that job that I wanted, and that's why I think I'm really lucky to where I am at right now. And to get to myself to be comfortable to do interviews at that point was you have to be ready to adapt to the new changes. So for me, when even when I was laid off, we're in the big city. You see a lot of the large restaurant companies like the Oliver Bonaccini's, the Fairmont Royal Yorks of the world that were just trying to find ways to adapt to the changes. And I was always doing my research on how I could be when I'm in that position myself, what I could do to um, make those things happen. And you see people doing at home cooking meals, 3 course dinners. You would see a lot of curbside pickup. Uber Eats would be every restaurant in the city would be on Uber Eats, and it gave you a really big perspective on how, yeah, a restaurant is amazing to have indoors, and it's nice to sit inside and dine inside with the guests, and the atmosphere is amazing. But there's also other ways to build revenue, and there's other ways people want to eat food. They want to enjoy dining experiences. Um, so for me, when I got here first, the resort here in St. Andrews, New Brunswick, I was trying to find a way to. We were busy, so for us, guests were dining in. We social distance all of our tables, but we were finding ways that we could increase revenue. So what we did is because our banquet facility and banquet operations were completely, obviously, almost down to $0 revenue. So we had so much banquet space that we haven't used and wasn't being used. So what we did is we took our restaurant and expanded it into those areas. So we turned our what was a 200-seat restaurant into which went back down to a 75-seat restaurant because the social distancing. We actually moved it back up to 200 seats again by spreading it out. So yeah, for servers, for food runners, it's a little bit more distance for them to travel. But at the end of the day, we were still serving the same amount of guests we would do in our restaurant, but in just a more spread out environment. So we took that area of business, like I said, in the banquets and the events space that we weren't using for at all through the beginning of COVID, and we used that for a restaurant space. And then we had, for example, we had a food festival, Indulge, which is New Brunswick's food and wine festival here. We did a 5 course dinner on the Friday night that we held the event, and we sold out. We did 200 covers, 5 courses, which is kind of unheard of in today's day and age. And that was because we properly social distance all the tables. We made our guests feel comfortable in the safety precautions that we take. We had the hand sanitizer everywhere. Again, tables were spread out well enough, and we gave them that experience that they had pre-COVID, but just making the changes we needed to as a company to get that revenue streams. In terms of I would say for the graduates themselves and for you guys looking to make moves in your career and see what the next step is for you after you graduate, I would always keep an open mind in what you want to do. If you're ready to travel, you're ready to work anywhere in Canada, you're really ready to look for any job that you want to prove yourself in the industry, the opportunities are out there. If you keep updating your resume, you keep on applying, you might have to apply to 50 to 100 jobs, applications, and you might only get one. But if you keep on pushing and getting your resume out there, making connections with people, practicing your interview skills, the jobs are out there. There's opportunities there. It could be something that might not be full time currently, but it could be a couple hours here and there. But at the end of the day, the opportunities are out there. And like myself, I lived in the big city of Toronto, and there was nothing there for me, so I looked elsewhere. And for me, the biggest thing too, and to keep in mind, is that always keep positive relationships with past employers. Always create like they say, don't burn any bridges. The reason why I think I have the job today is because the director of food and beverage here at the resort, was somebody I worked with at the Fairmont in Chateau Lake Louise that I worked with 4 years ago. So because I didn't burn a bridge and because he respected me and we worked very well together, he was the first. He reached out to me first at anybody to get me over here to work with him, and I think that's also a huge factor. So, and that goes for also for the professors you guys are being taught by, the culinary directors. For example, Chef Mario Ramsey was one of my professors back 12 years ago. Him and I worked together at the Fairmont Lake Louise when he did a little bit of apprenticeship program with us there. And then he's the one again who connected me with to be here to speak to all of you guys. And I think that's just shows exactly how important it is to create those relationships with everybody. Yeah, and don't feel like the opportunities are not out there. They will be out there. Even when a vaccine does come, if it does prove to be the solution, opportunities will people will travel, people will begin to look elsewhere. But I do see that tourism in Canada will keep on increasing because for me, for example, I love traveling in Canada. It's a beautiful place to go, beautiful place to be, see lots of different everywhere. Every province you go, it's different. It's a new experience. There's a lot of resorts, hotels to go to. People are going to travel within our country, so the opportunities will be there. And I'll be very, very honest with you guys. We're hiring 25 culinary employees this summer for seasonal positions. A lot of those will be students from probably New Brunswick because of the Atlantic bubble currently, but the opportunities are out there, and there's resorts like ours that are thriving in the day and age right now, and not doing as well we did pre-COVID, but we're doing very, very well that we can hire those positions. And I think that, like I said, just keep looking for them. Go on your way to put yourself out there and make yourself known to other people that you want positions. And then focusing on yourselves, I would say always focus on sticking with the trends, see what's new. Like, for example, when I was sitting at home during a layoff, I was looking at what other restaurants were doing, whether it was on social media, seeing what they're posting, even just trying out ordering a takeaway meal to home to see what it tasted like. I tried 3-course dinners that I would take home and even reheated myself. Yes, being a chef, I could do that myself, but I think I wanted to experience what others can do and what the other businesses are doing and how I can learn from that. So stick with the trends, see what's out there. Always focus on yourself. I'm a big firm believer on not worrying about what else is going on around you and just focus on what you can do in the next year, 2 years to make yourself better. Focusing on what's going around in the world and timelines on the vaccine, timelines on the pandemic, timelines on when this is all going to stop is just going to make it harder on you. I think just focus on what you can do to get yourself to make yourself a stronger cook, a stronger chef. Study your books, practice your cooking skills at home, cook for family. Try doing some of your own entrepreneurship. I was very close to launching my own personal chef program, just cooking with families at home, and a lot of my friends would hire me to come in for a day and just help them. They'd have a romantic dinner. I would sit there and cook for them, even during the pandemic, and that really made me realize that the opportunity for that is out there, whether it's part-time, whether it's full-time. Those opportunities are out there to still serve people and still give people the culinary experience that they want.